Welcome back. This is the third video of the LinkedIn group series. Now let's just jump into another group and see whether we can find more targeted prospects. So this is a CRM group. It has over 300,000 members and I'm looking for test managers in this group. When I scroll through the members, I can see some IT professionals, I can see some test engineers. First, what you want to do is click on the members and then you'll see all the members and their titles. You can actually see their titles. So this is where I look for my target audience. I can really scroll through this members area and I can see the people that I would love to join my group. Groups can range from 100 to 1,000,000. Okay, guys, so that's the real power. I hope you'll begin to see the power of LinkedIn groups. I only showed you, some project managers, but there are many, many niches on LinkedIn, different niches in all different walks of life. So how many people can you mail in a LinkedIn group? Not so long ago, I was able to mail everyone in my group, personal one-to-one message. That was incredible, by the way. But the spammers came along and took over and spoilt it for everybody. LinkedIn recognized that and took that privilege away. Now you're not allowed to email each and everyone in your group anymore. But don't worry, what this has done, it's scared off all the spammers, okay, leaving just the professionals, the people who want to build long-lasting relationships with the subscribers in your group, where you can nurture them and eventually you can turn them into clients. So it's more, LinkedIn has reversed everything. You can't speak to everyone direct one-to-one, but now in your group, by the way, if they are connected to you personally, that you can, email them. But with a group, they want you to nurture the group. They want you to build the relationship. And that's why we emphasize providing a lot of quality content and building that relationship. You can still send out people in your group. I think you can only send to 15 people. Now, if you wanted to send more, you'll have to purchase in-mail service, which again LinkedIn provides. But even with in-mail service, you're still only allowed to send out a number of individuals per month. You're still not able to send out to everyone, but there are different options. But if you own a group, you can send a message to everyone in that group once a week. That's great. But in a group announcements, that's different. You can actually send a group announcement every week, once a week. So that's the difference. So here's an example of me about to send a message to someone in a group. When you click on the letter icon, you're then taken here where you can enter the details. The important thing is whatever you send, you want it to be personal. You don't want to sell straight away, by the way. You do not want to sell straight away. I see a lot of marketers getting this wrong. First, it's all about engagement. I believe when you do that, when you engage, you get a better response. Let me show you other groups that I've created. This is an infographic resume group I recently created just to test. This group I created as I run a magazine dedicated towards women. So as you can see in this group, we have over 2,000 members. So once I get people joining my group once a week, I can go in my group and click the send announcement. It's such a powerful system. So what you can do is send an announcement to this group every week. And what can this group need? This type of group, what can they need? Could they need a resume service, an interview service? I have a squeeze page that converts about 40%. That's a great percentage. These are my target market. They are. So this is what the send announcement looks like. I talk about send announcement in other videos, so let's just move on. As I'm going through these examples, I want you to think in the same way. This is about your niche, about your market. What are the titles of the people in your market? Write them down because you're going to get really targeted with what I'm about to show you. In this section, we're going to talk about how to identify or find whether our prospects are in the LinkedIn groups. We assume the larger the group, the more prospects we may find in those groups. We don't just want to collect everyone from this group into our group. We're attempting to take some of the prospect that meet our strict criteria. Otherwise, the type of response we get when I send them a message to persuade them to join my group isn't just as effective. Believe me, I've tested this several times, and the response rate is quite different. So you really want to look at the group, do analyze it. But it doesn't take you a long time to do. In your niche, you'll see your groups immediately and you'll be able to apply some of the things that I'm teaching you in this video and subsequent videos you're going to be watching. Okay, let's talk about one of my niches as an example for finding the right groups on LinkedIn. So I'm in the business of providing software app testing services. I'm also in the business of providing software testing training services. to the people that are part of the software and app development market. The number of people that are part of this market varies, but some of the core ones are what I've showed you before: software testers, app testers, software designers. I know these titles because I've worked alongside such people throughout my career. So now at this point, I'm going to ask myself two crucial questions. The first question is, which LinkedIn groups have these people joined? Knowing which groups they've joined will definitely determine one of the 100 groups that I will join. I can't contact these people directly as they're not part of my direct contact or first level contact, as they call it. The second question I'm going to ask is, are some of these people in the LinkedIn groups I've already joined? Remember, I'm allowed to join up to 100 groups that are related to my target market. Let's just see the types of groups that I've joined. So I've joined contract test analysts, senior test analyst groups, test specialist forums. This group is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm definitely looking for test analysts, test managers, and test specialists. This is extremely targeted group for me. So I have specific training programs for people with these titles, and I'm familiar with the roles and responsibilities of these people in this group. I know what will make them progress in their role. With the constantly changing environment, I know that they'll need to update their skill if they want to reach their goals in the future. So going back to my niche within the software development market, technology is changing all the time. Testing methodologies are constantly evolving and continue to provide the best quality service as an analyst. You constantly need to update your skills in this industry. So in this example, I'm a business owner providing training services to the software testing market. Now, the first question I'm going to be asking myself is, does the LinkedIn groups have the people I'm trying to target? To answer this question, I'm going to perform some advanced searches on LinkedIn. I'm going to have to do some practical things. Now, I want to know whether there are enough people for me to target in those groups. So here's where I'm going to reveal to you some advanced searches using Boolean. So in this example, I have a group called Telecom Professionals. First, go to the groups, then select the telecoms groups, as you can see that I've done in that picture. This is where the magic begins. This is where we're going to get and find prospects that will be interested in my training program. In the first example, we search for telecom, and as you can see, doing a search on telecom brings back many groups with prospects that I'm looking for. As you can see in this group, there are over 800,000 digital marketing people. If this was your target market, you'd find them here in this group. So I consider this type of numbers quite a lot. I'm very happy with this number. Targeted people in an industry. Let me remind you guys that this is highly targeted groups on LinkedIn. And if they're in your market, if they're in your niche, it's fantastic for you. They've likely joined this group for networking, to learn, and you can assume that they be interested in what you have to offer in your groups as well. In the next video, I'll show you the features and tools to manage LinkedIn groups.